conducts sex weddings, of same-sex weddings. I heard an objection from Reverend Agbayani. I hope you can elaborate later your objection to my statement, which was intended or unintended. And he is a member of the Board of Trustees of Ladlad Families. It's my honor to present to you the unconventional point of view of Reverend Ceejay Agbayani.
Maraming salamat din. Same-sex wedding, hindi sex wedding. Kasi ibang sex wedding. Magandang hapon po. Kami po ay natutuwa at ako'y naimbitahan sa University of the College of Law Symposium. Ako'y unay natutuwa dahil itong pagkakataon na pinag-uusapan ng same-sex marriage on the legal point of view. However, I will discuss more on the biblical verses on same-sex marriage later. I am the founding pastor of the LGBTS Christian Church. Yung S po dun sa LGBT ay straight. May mga straight member din naman po kami. Kaso lang yung straight nila, straight ang kilay. We are registered in December 7, 2012 ng Security Exchange Commission. Next slide, please. This is the first lesbian couple married sa New York noong 2011. Isa pong 85 years old at isang 75 years old. Every time na nakikita ko, nag-i-emote ako kasi iniisip ko, sa Pilipinas kailan kaya magkakaroon ng same-sex marriage? I'm 40 years old po, I'm turning 41. Sa New York, napasayan 42 years. 41 plus 42, 83. Buhay pa kaya ako nun. I believe marriage is a fundamental right of every citizen in a civilized society like the Republic of the Philippines. We allow polygamy in marriage under the religious belief of Islam. Bakit hindi kami pwede? Under the religious belief, di naman ang pinaniniwalaan namin as LGBT Christians. The issue of same-sex marriage is not a religious kung tutusin, but an issue of human rights. However, pwede rin naman natin invoke ang religious belief namin, di ba? There are Christian churches that are affirming and welcoming like the LGBT Christian churches. Slide, please. This is the decision of the COMELEC in 2009, November 11, 2009, na disqualify ang Ladlad party list primarily because we are threat to the youth and using Romans 1:26-27 as their source of their refusal for Ladlad to run for the election in 2010. Nilabas yan November 11, November 13, 2009, pumunta kami sa harapan ng COMELEC upang magdasal sa mga kaluluwa ng mga COMELEC and bank. No, yan just lang. Pero pumunta po kami doon upang magdasal and a sign of a protest. Pero pinaalis din kami ng mga guard ng Manila Hotel, Manila Cathedral. Mabuti na lang at mas matalino ang Supreme Court na na-overturn ito noong April 11, 2010 na nagbigay ng full rights na pagtakbo ng election ng Ladlad, sa election sa Ladlad. Sayang nga lang at hindi kami nanalo, pero at least nanalo kami sa Supreme Court. Kaya ang birthday ng Ladlad is April 11. Slide please. God hates fags. This is the infamous Westboro Baptist Church, ang isang malakas na bully sa LGBT sa Amerika. Actually, marami sila, pero sila ang bonggang-bonggang walang pakundangang manghusga in the name of Christianity. Slide, please. There are 6 anti-gay verses in the Bible. There are 6 anti-gay verses in the Bible. Una-una, dito yung Sodom and Gomorrah, Genesis 19. Then sabi nila that the cause of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah is because of homosexuality. We argue this. Ang cause ng destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah is read in Ezekiel 16:48 to 50, and I read, "As surely as I live, declares the sovereign Lord, your sister Sodom and her daughters never did what you and your daughters have done. Now, this was the sin of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters were arrogant, overfed, unconcerned. They did not help the poor and the needy, and they were haughty and did detestable things before me. Therefore, I did away with them as you have seen." Inhospitality po ang naging reason kung bakit Yahweh destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Second, Leviticus 18 and Leviticus 20, sinabi nila na homosexuality daw yun. But in reality, it pertains to religious abomination of the people of Israelites, for the Levites and the religious leaders on the ritual prohibition and abomination. It does not pertain to homosexuality. Romans 1:26 to 27, ang ginamit ng Comelec about homosexuality. Hindi po yun homosexuality. It is about idolatry. Read Romans 1:22 to 25. They worship human being. They worship reptiles. Hindi po yun sa kabaklaan. 1 Corinthians 6:9 and 1 Timothy 1:10, it is not about homosexuality, but rather temple worship prostitution. Temple worship prostitution is far different to homosexuality. Hindi po kami nagtutsurbahan para lang. And that is far different in a loving, committed, responsible homosexual relationship. Now, ang tanong, is there same-sex love in the Bible? Next slide, please. The famous same-sex love in the Bible is about Jonathan and David. 1 Samuel 18:1 to 4, 1 Samuel 18:20 to 21, 1 Samuel 20 to 41, and 2 Samuel 1 to 26. Sinasabi nila na ang relasyon ni Jonathan at David ay very platonic or brotherly. Pero bakit sinabi ni Jonathan kay David sa 2 Samuel 1 to 26? Your love for me is better than the woman. Comparing your love to a woman is an erotic love. Bakit ganun ang statement ng lola mo kung wala silang relasyon? Naomi and Ruth. This is the Naomi and Ruth. Sinasabi nila na si Naomi at saka si Ruth ay magbilae, palae. Pero later I will discuss on the Ruth 1:14 to 18. Next slide, please. This is the centurion and the boy slave. Ito ay matatagpuan sa Matthew 8, verses 5 to 13 and Luke 7, 1 to 10. Itong centurion, meron siyang isang boylet na slave actually. Pero kung wala silang relasyon, bakit naghanap pa ang centurion na isang centurion? Kasi ang centurion, 100 lang yung under. So, bakit siya very concerned dun sa isang boy na slave niya kung wala silang relasyon? Baka lang siguro concerned. Pero slave mo, concerned. Next slide, please. I will not discuss more on Jesus and the disciple of Jesus' love. I just want to recommend this book para basahin niyo po. There are 5 verses in the Bible or in John that tells about a disciple whom Jesus loved. And these were posted in John 13:23, John 19:26, John 22, John 21:7, and John 21:20. Ayaw ko nang pag-usapan yung relasyon nila kasi masabihin sa akin masyado akong masamang tao. Next slide, please. About marriage in the Bible, let me share you the biblical basis in marriage in the Bible. man and woman. A man and a woman, nuclear family. Genesis 2:24. Wives subordinate to the husbands. Ephesians 2:22-24. 1 Timothy 2:11-15. Sabihin ko na lang yan. Sa mga babae, wives should submit to their husbands, etc. A woman should learn in quietness and full submission. I do not permit woman to teach to the authority over a man. She must be silent. Kaya yung mga lawyers na babae, abomination kayo sa Bible. 1 Corinthians 14:33-35. Woman should remain silent in the churches. Kaya yung mga pastor na babae, hindi kayo pwede actually. Kasi dapat nasa ano lang kayo, nakasulok lang kayo sa simbahan. Kaya ang Roman Catholic Church, never siya mag-ordain ng babae using this text. Pero maraming babaeng taong simbahan. Interfaith marriages is forbidden. Kung yan ay man and woman. Interfaith. Yung mag-asawa ng Kristiyano at Islam. Kristiyano kung Protestante, Iglesia ni Cristo, bawal yan sa Biblia. Pero nangyayari yan. Marriages generally arranged not based on romantic love. The famous betrothal marriage is Joseph and the Virgin Mary. Kahit ayaw naman nilang isa't isa, yung isa tanda-tanda siya, isa bata pa si Mary, di ba? Pero they're betrothal. And that is marriage, man and woman. Bride who would not prove her virginity was stoned to death. Kapag hindi ka virgin, hindi ikaw ay kinasal, ikaw ay babatuhin ng mamatay. Pero ngayon, mas maraming kinakasal na buntis bago pa virgin. And man plus wives plus concubinage. Abraham has 2 concubines. Gideon has 1. Nahor has 1. Eliphaz has 1. And this is worse. King Solomon has 300 concubines. And that is marriage. Man plus woman's property. Genesis 16, man could acquire his wife's property including her slave. Kapag inasawa mo na siya, pati yung yaman niya, pati siya, property mo na. Man plus woman, polygamy. Sa Christian ito, ayaw na ayaw. Pero sa ibang religion, it allows polygamy. Pero for Christians, one man. Ay, mali. Kaya ko kasi audience ko in church ko. Tapos man plus brother's widow. Yung kapag yung babae ay namatay yung asawa ng lalaki, ang makikinabang doon sa babae ay yung kapatid na lalaki. Swerte naman ng babae. Pero unfair yun sa babae. Dahil diba? Hindi na naman love, tapos binibitro sila. Ito pa, worse, rapist plus his victims. Deuteronomy 22:28-29. Virgin who rape must marry her rapist. Rapist must pay victim's fathers 50 shekels of silver for property loss. Kailangan mo bayaran. Pag rape mo, kailangan mo bayaran kasi sa yung virginity ng babae. Kinuha talaga ng property ng babae. Male soldier plus prisoner of war. Numbers 31:1-28. Kapag ikaw ay lalaki, soldier, nasama ko yung isang bansa, lahat ng babae na pwede mong asawahin. Exodus 21:4. Male slave plus female slave. Slave owner could assign female slave to his male slave. Next slide, please. Why same-sex marriage? 8 taon na po kami nagsasama ng partner ko. At happy Valentine's po. Yun pong Bible na yan, ayun yung Bible na sinasabi namin on the game. Next slide, please. Ito yung biblical verses on same-sex marriage. Ruth 1:14 and Genesis 2:24 is the same word used clave. Ang original Hebrew text ng clave ay dabak. Pag sinabi mong dabak, ibig sabihin you are joined together. Kaya sinabi nila nung si Ruth ay umalis at nagsama, nabuntis si Ruth, tapos si Naomi sumama sa kanya. Sabi ni Naomi, wherever you go, I shall go. Wherever you go, I shall go. Yung pong kantang yan ay kinakanta sa heterosexual marriages. Pero yan ay binanggit ng isang babae sa kapwa niya babae. Join together means marriage in this kind of concept. In Genesis 2:18, it is not good for a man to be alone. I will make him a partner. Ang term po noon in original text is esser, means helper, a partner. In Tagalog, katuwang. Hindi naman sinabi doon kung tutusin kung may gender yung tao. Sabi ni Lord, it is not good for a person to be alone, and God will make a partner for that. Pero kasi ginawa kasi nung it was written by men, that's why ang konsepto nila, ang partner lang ay exclusively for the opposite sex. When God created man, Adama, na lupa, at saka Eve as a partner, symbolical yan. Hindi mo sinasabing ganito na yung gender. Actually, the mere fact that the Bible tells about male and female, the Bible was telling about gender identification. Not solely for sex. The better half, katuwang ang mas magandang pangalan. Next slide, please. Kasi 10 minutes na. Now, bakit kailangan namin ng batas? Gaya din ang privileges ng mga magulang namin na nag-asawa. Una, may turing kami first family kid. Anything happens to my partner, I should decide on that. 8 taon kami nagsasama. So dapat ako ang nagdidesisyon doon. Na magkaroon kami ng karapatan na ilagay yung pangalan namin ng partner ko bilang beneficiary ng insurance, property, pension, tax exemption, at lahat ng privileges ng isang mag-asawa. Wala pong masamang magpalaki ng isang bata ng dalawang ama o dalawang ina. Mas mabuti ito kaysa sa walang magulang ang bata. Mas mabuti na kami ang mag-alaga sa kanilang naging supling na naging irresponsable ng mga magulang. Pagkatapos mga anak ay hindi naman kayang palakihin. Next slide. What is the true family? They say family is the basic unit of society. Yan ang definition ng family. Kung ang dalawang tao hindi binayaan ng anak, hindi ba sila pwedeng tawagin pamilya? Kung single parent, hindi ba sila pwedeng tawagin pamilya? Kung baog lang isa o dalawa sila, hindi ba sila pwedeng tawagin na family? Hindi ba sila pwedeng tawagin na isang tunay na pamilya? Pamilya na sasama, nagkatanggapan sa isa't isa, tutulungan na may respeto at pagmamahalan. We are a natural being created by God. Hindi namin pinili ang pagiging bakla. Gusto ba namin ito? Kung pipiliin ako kung anong gusto kong maging, sana pinili ko na lang maging halaman o isang bato na walang emosyon. We are born this way, whether you like it or not. Sabi ni Jesus on Matthew 19:12, there are eunuchs who are born that way. There are eunuchs who are made for the kingdom of God. There are eunuchs who made by man. Likas na po sa amin ang ganito. Now, nasaan po ang gobyerno natin para sa kalapatan namin? Nagbabayad din naman kami ng tax. Mas marami po ang binabayaran namin. Kung ayaw po ninyo ng same-sex marriage, okay lang po. Huwag kayong mag-asawa ng kapwa lalaki o kapwa babae. Pero bigyan niyo naman po kami ng karapatan namin mag-asawa sa tao gusto namin. Hindi po namin tinatanggal ang marriage, ng heterosexual marriage. Ang nais na po namin ay pagpantay. Bigyan niyo po kami ng venue namin para sa aming nagsasama. Meron po akong lola. Nung bata ako, kala ko yung lola ko yun ay lola ko. Yung pala yung lola ko, na jowa niya, ang tunay kong lola.
at nagsasama sila 40 years old pa. 40 years old. Ngayon ay matanda na sila. Nakakalungkot na kasi sa 300 na kinasal ko, sila hindi ko pa may kasal. Kaya nga sana sa summer may kasal ko na sila. Imbitado po kayo lahat. Last slide please. Ito po yung makita namin sa Constitution. Ang undergrad ko ay Political Science from Far Eastern University. Gusto ko natatay ng law, pero hindi ako nakapag-law, kaya nagpasko na lang ako. Article 16, Section 3, Subsection. Sabi dyan,